We are back in the book of Genesis, and we are going to be learning about Abraham and his family. But it's layered, it's nuanced, and these guys are going to do some stuff that is going to rub us the wrong way. But the beautiful thing that we've learned in Job, God does not operate in this black and white world, and our humanity doesn't thwart God's plans. So today we start to get to know Abram, who will later be called Abraham. And God makes a very important promise to Abram. He says, I will make you a great nation. I will bless you, and I will make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you. And in you, all the families of the earth shall be blessed. Now, this promise is very important in a lot of ways, and it's very important to us. Galatians 3:29 tells us, for now that you belong to Christ, you are the true children of Abraham. You are his heirs, and God's promise to Abraham belongs to you. The promise we get to share in is Jesus, our Savior, our conqueror, our Redeemer, the one who defeated the enemy at the cross. And no one is going to thwart that plan of God's. Even Abram, who right off the bat makes some decisions that kind of steer him away from God's promise. Part of God's promise was to make Abram into a nation, which implies that he would have offspring. And yet we see him fearfully handing over his wife to another man. But again, in the words of Job, God can do anything and no one can stop him, even Abram. So we see God clean up Abram's mess with the king of Egypt. And then he reminds Abram of the promise that he's made. Despite Abram's fear and doubt and actions that would threaten God's plan, God meets him where he is, and he reminds him of the promise that he has made to Abram. And there's this really incredible moment in chapter 14 where Abram meets with Melchizedek. Now, this is a really mysterious passage, but there are a lot of scholars who think that this is a Christophany, which means a time where Jesus appears in the Old Testament. Now, there are a lot of clues that point to this. One of them is that Melchizedek brings Abram bread and wine, the elements Jesus gave his disciples at the Last Supper. Also, Melchizedek is known as a king and priest, just like Jesus. And then finally, Abram brings him 10% of all of his goods, which is really similar to the first fruits that we would offer God. If this is a Christophany, what an incredible encouragement to Abram, who seems really prone to doubt and fear. As we read through Genesis, we are going to see a lot of messy stories. But one thing that we will always see is that God never gives up on his people, and he always pursues him, even in the midst of their doubt and fear.